What is up, Earthnoids, Space Noids, and Jovians? I am just a simple new type, and in this episode, we're cruising to the finale of Crossbone Gundam Ghost. Last time, Font and Bell left Kincaid and went back to the Space Pirates. He received some upgrades on his new Ghost Gundam, and we saw the Chaos Roll in action, piloted by Maria El Tamo. This time, Maria takes over a Zanskare mothership. Grey pilots a new mobile suit, and we see the return of the solar system. So let's get into this. After emitting the fire out of the salvos, the team was able to close the gap. Kizo says, "I don't care about your COVID rules. I'm breathing in your face." Crossbone Gundam comes rushing in. At the same time, the ballerina, Bonzo, and the new Grego comes in. The EMS-TC07 Grego is the 7th 1000 custom mobile suit. Its arms are derived from the Galahad. Each has an eye-field generator and can function as wheels, and simulates the Lalo's ball. It has the beam fangs of the Desfees, and its legs are needle VSBRs, just like the ballerina. The shoulders contain missile pods used on the Bonzo. It integrates all of the circus mobile suits. However, it never integrated Phantom, as they couldn't replicate the Minovsky drive system. Also keeping with the circus motif, this has to be the trapeze artist, right? Maria sends out Jabacos and zombie Zolos to respond. The Grego pilot is Grey, with both the Grego and the ballerina on the battlefield. Their VSBRs can take down a fleet no problem. They sink 5 Callistos. The Strike Girls think that there is initially 2 ballerinas on the battlefield. Font takes cover as he cools down from overheating. Jack Friday covers him. Curtis attacks the Bonzo. He asks why they are here. Kosher says they want Angel's Halo and to sell it on the black market. Curtis wonders if they aren't concerned about the greater consequences. They're like, "Nah man, money." Kizo's ship took a hit. He's fine. He's being sucked into the vacuum of space, but he's fine. Quo and the Greco approaches him. Font is ready to go again. He checks on the enemy mobile suits. Most are destroyed, but they are alive in their cockpits. Those enemies are being chastised by Maria El Tamo, but their mobile suits are dead in the water. She decides they are useless, and she uses her bits on her comrades and turns them into sludge zombies. They proceed to begin attacking Font. Jack comes in and takes him out while saying that they need to focus. He says, "Hey man, did you know that when you die, you go to heaven or hell? I'm probably going to hell. I will take care of all the people I kill here today." Font thinks, what a weird line of thinking. Of course, Font believes there is nothing after death, so he can't give up now. Quo gets out of his mobile suit. Kizo shoots him with Angel's Halo, and he says he is getting careless. But Quo says his temper is like his father. He knows that he is the son of Crux Dogati. Of course, his suit is bulletproof. He says, "Thanks for the sample of Angel's Halo." Yoink! The zombie Zolos join the battle. Kosher and Roka say that their boss already got a sample of Angel's Call for themselves. Their mission is now to destroy the rest of Angel Call just like them. They should form a temporary alliance. Curtis thinks that they have no choice. They begin burning the zombie Zolos. Quo says that he is taking Kizo's mobile suit as well. He comes from a family that believes in survival of the fittest. Quo says that his master thought the same way. His master happened to be Professor Karas, Curtis's old teacher as well. Quo thinks it is alright if you aren't strong, so long as you're rich. Jabacos come in to help Kizo. Quo explains that his mobile suit is the ultimate circus experience, as his mobile suit is an all-in-one. It actually isn't 1,000 custom. It is a 5,000 custom mobile suit. Kizo is able to get into the Midas. He says the circus ends today. Grego uses the Galahad arms while Kizo uses the Kaiser's staff. Quo salivates over Kizo's mobile suit. He says that he knows his Midas Touch Flash helps deactivate mobile suits, but they have protection over that. Curtis comes in and hands everyone slow-burning pyro bullets to destroy the space virus. Both Bonzo and Roka have a similar device that they can call the High Heat Bullet, which does more or less the same thing. They're going to go incinerate zombies. The Grego fires all its micro-missiles. The Midas activates its beam manteau and spins, creating a force field. Quo and Kizo seem to be enjoying themselves. Kizo says that he met Karas once when he was a kid. Sent by his father, he knew he was there to spy, no matter how nice he was. He was cold and calculated. He says all that calculating, and they still lost by invading too early. Quo wondered why he never took advantage of his name like Callisto's Light and Shadow. His goal is to take over this nation with his own power. I assume Zanskare? What nation? Maria City? He is trying to break free of family ties. Maria tells Kizo that a League ship is approaching, but she is going to need his help to turn it into a zombie. He has to finish his fight with Quo fast. Kizo asks him to throw away the Merc light and bow down to him. Quo responds by laughing. He activates the Midas Touch once again. but this time it does damage to the Grego. Everyone's mobile suit on the battlefield deactivates. Quo doesn't have any tactic other than using his cunning attitude, but Quo sees through. He fires a bit towards Quo, infecting him. Bits head towards the Bonzo and Ballerina. It hits Kosher, but Roka jumps out of her mobile suit before infecting her. The circus is defeated. However, Quo Grey isn't giving up without a fight. He whips out a beam bazooka and fires at the Midas, vaporizing him in the process. It doesn't do anything to Kizo's mobile suit, but it does scratch the Midas touch sensor. Everyone's mobile suits are still stuck. Roka grabs onto Yi Lai Chi's victory and gets into the cockpit. Quo was able to crack his sensor, taking out his Midas touch. Maria will have to handle the League fleet on her own. One of their Callistos just lost their engine, so he says screw it, let's sludgify him. She takes over their comrades. The space pirates are all tired. After burning up the virus, Maria spreads it faster. Font needs to think of something, and fast. Maria transforms into mobile suit form. This thing is huge. It smashes the incoming League military fleet. Font notices the Midas touch flash isn't being used anymore. The Midas approaches, and he sees that his sensors are cracked. He notes that taking out mobile suits one by one is inefficient. The only way to take out their zombie fleet is with a colony laser. He tells the space pirates to give up and join Kizo. Curtis declines and says that all he wants is zombies willing to bend to his will. Kizo attacks with the Kaiser staff, but Curtis blocks it. The Midas touch flash wore off. He says there is some input lag, but he can move. He doesn't understand it. Jack moves as well and shoots a funnel. Curtis attacks Midas while Jack defends from sludge. Font starts to realize that it is the sensors. Jack uses only visual data while Curtis only requires sound. Curtis says that they still have something up their sleeve. Belle is on top of the Manzana floor. She uses her power and fires a giant beam cannon. Kizo thinks that it is a solar laser. Curtis says no, this is a solar system. No different than the solar system used during the 1-year war. But this solar system is used by reflecting light off of the colonies. Over the past 2 weeks, he has been pulling all the strings that he has to have his friends rotate the colonies to a specific rotation. Out near the colonies, League Militaire's Blue Flash Squad is helping out with the colony alignment. Their leader happens to be Harrison, the old F-91 pilot. With him is Twink. She was on some adventures with Crossbone Vanguard in the past. She is also an adult now, with titties and everything. One of the kids that Curtis helped, the one with the lips, has a very rich father who controls colonies. They help out as well. Chairman Onmo of Black Rose Shipping does her part as well. Even Font's parents are helping. Maria is able to figure out that they are using Bell as a navigation system, as there is no technology that could coordinate colonies around the Earth's sphere. Bell is coordinating with other new types around the colonies, creating her own remote network of sightcheckers. One of them happens to be Old Man Uman Saman. He's still alive? Throughout the original Crossbone Gundam, he always claimed to be a new type, but no one believed him. Him working with Bell shows that he is indeed a new type. That was a 30-year joke in the making. Good job, Hasegawa. Slowly, everything in the area will melt. Font has finally figured out how to move everyone's mobile suits. He tells Jack to attack the Victory Gundam boots. He does this and forces the core fighters to eject. The Shrike Girls can move once again. For Bill, he tells him, have you tried turning it on and off again? Specifically, he has to reboot the Einarad systems. For Font, he needs to become a bird. We flash back to Curtis telling them that once the solar system is activated, it takes 3.5 minutes to kill Angel's Call, but it only takes 1 minute to vaporize their mobile suits. Curtis tells everyone to fall back. Maria comes in and lands on a Callisto, turning it into a zombie ship. Her and her zombie fleet head towards Angel's Halo, while Kizo takes care of the space pirates. Curtis is chasing Maria while Kizo stops him. Font needs to catch up to them. Maria fires at Curtis, but he dodges. She then sends out the zombie Bonzo and Ballerina to stop XO. Maria explodes the Bonzo on Curtis's face. She then uses the Ballerina's VSBR, but Curtis uses a piece of the Bonzo to protect himself. He fires at the Ballerina and hits one of the VSBRs. The Midas attacks from above. Curtis lures him into a trap where he finds the Manzana floor pointed right at him. The ship fires while Curtis punches Kizo. The Manzana floor then rushes in and impales the Callisto Chaosarel fusion ship. Manzana floor evacuates. There are bonefish cruisers helping out. This is their emergency plan. They're going to ride this bitch into the sun and burn out the space virus. Font comes in and Curtis grabs a hold. They're getting out of here. But they lost sight of the Midas. He is on the bridge of the Chaosarel. He jumps down and slices off Curtis's arm. Curtis fires the Kujaku. Kizo uses his beam claw to deflect the attack. He wasn't able to do this earlier due to power consumption. That's convenient. He says that Curtis did well for an old mobile suit. He uses the beam claw and slices through XO right down the middle. And that will do it for this episode. Zanskar truly are dicks, even those who break off and form their own factions. There is no nuance, and their brand of pure evil is just not interesting. Though Angel's Call certainly does help. Next time, Curtis ejects and the core fighter. Kiza will capture Bell, and the space pirates, with the help of Roka, commandeer the 1000 custom mothership. Also, Font finally figures out the Midas touch flash. But that will do it for now, new types. Remember, it is both Jovian and League military standard to zip your flight jacket down to your belly button for maximum boobage. It's standard. You have to do it. Peace.